Hi, I'm Katie. Welcome to the Heart of the Valley YMCA ScienceY. Today we're going to explore a chemistry concept called pH. pH is a kind of water chemistry. When people have swimming pools or jacuzzis, they test the water from time to time to make sure that the water is the right pH. If the pH gets too low, we say that it's too acidic. If it's too high, we say that it's too basic. The easiest way to test the pH of something is to use pH strips. And in a moment, when you open up your kits, you'll find that you have some pH strips in your kit. In your bag, you have a plate, a spoon, a dropper bottle with water, a piece of paper with some colored blocks on it, some lemon juice, pH strips, baking soda, and a little bag, probably a bigger bag than this one though, and some shampoo. Open up your kits and get those things out. But listen, this is important. Leave the pH strips in their little clear bag. pH paper works by changing colors. When you dip pH paper into different liquids, you'll see this color change. But what do those colors mean? Well, that's what your guide is for. The paper with the colored blocks on it, that tells you what the color changes mean. Notice that there's a number under each color. So this substance, for example, it changes to pink. And based on the guide, you can find that color, see? That means a pH of about 2 or 3. So it's acidic. Low numbers are acidic, higher numbers are basic. What if it's right in the middle though? See this substance? Well, on the guide, pH 7 doesn't change color much at all. Pure water would be an example of this. And we wouldn't say that it's acidic or basic. We would say if it's right in the middle, that it's neutral. Okay, let's get started. You'll need your paper plate, lemon juice, pH strips, and your pH guide. Put those things in front of you and wait for the next instructions. Open your lemon juice and drip a bit onto the side of your plate. Then take one pH strip, watch out because they stick together. Make sure you just have one. Take one pH strip and dip it into your lemon juice. It will change colors. Use your guide to identify what pH the lemon juice is based on the color that the paper turns. Probably you found that the pH of your lemon juice is a pretty low number. Maybe as low as 2 or 3. So that's pretty acidic. Next, grab your dropper of water and your baking soda. We're going to do the same thing, but since the baking soda is a powder, we're going to need to dissolve it first. So on the other side of your plate, pour out a little baking soda. Then add some water with the dropper and stir it with your spoon. I actually use the pointy end of the spoon for this. Now that it's dissolved, you can test the baking soda with your pH strip. Use the same pH strip that you used before, just use the other end of it. And you can do this with all of your pH strips. So each pH strip, you should be able to get 2 uses out of it. You could dip one end and then the other. Don't mix the baking soda with the lemon juice quite yet. We actually will do this in just a moment. And there's a cool thing that happens here. There's actually a chemical reaction that bubbles. But for now, keep things separate. Probably you found that your baking soda is a slightly high number, maybe 8 or so. That's basic, that's not acidic. Okay, this next step is really neat. We're going to mix the baking soda into the lemon juice and see what happens. You'll see some fizzing when you do this, and that's because a chemical reaction is taking place. But after it's done, we're going to test the pH again. What do you think the pH will be after we've mixed the acid and the base? And finally, you have another substance to test, the shampoo. So test that, but before you do, guess what pH you think it will be. You have some extra pH strips to take home with you, so you can test stuff there as well. Remember that each pH strip has 2 ends to it, and you can test both ends of it. You can't test the same N twice, but you can test one side and then the other. So try stuff at home like tap water, hand sanitizer, conditioner, different kinds of beauty products, whatever you want. And that's it for this video, but there's more. Check out our website at ScienceY.org or email us at ScienceY@ymcahuntsville.org.